We live in an intensely busy world. Geopolitics, elections here and there, violence, and of course epidemic. And climate is one among many pressing issues that we need to keep our eyes on. But it's a tremendously important one, so it's important that it's kept at the top of the list of priorities. As one young activist that we're all familiar with said recently, build back better, blah, blah, blah. She's heard it all before, and it's our responsibility to make sure that when we talk about climate, we talk about it in an urgent and realistic way. And to help us do that, I'm delighted that we're joined by connection today by Jeffrey Sachs, who's the director at the global SDSN Leadership Council and Director for Sustainable Development at Columbia University in New York. Jeffrey, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us. Let me hand over to you for some introductory words, and then we can have a conversation.
Thank you very much. What a pleasure it is to listen to the speeches that we've just heard. It's very rare in a global meeting that I feel, at least, that every word that was just said was exactly on the mark. Andreas Papandreou gave us a completely precise account of the state of the global diplomacy and the global science on climate change, and did so eloquently and succinctly. Her Excellency President Saakashvili was exactly on point on the challenges for society. And President von der Leyen, I think, expressed what we all feel very much, what I certainly feel. Europe is in the lead with the clarity and the policies that really give a first mover advantage and an inspiration for every other part of the world. And this is literally what is happening right now. Other regions looked at the European Green Deal and said, I want that, we better do that. President Xi Jinping spoke to the UN General Assembly now a year ago, committing to net zero by 2060, absolutely motivated and guided and inspired by the European Green Deal. China was followed by Japan, by Korea, and as we've heard, by virtually every large economy in the world, and a large proportion of the world now in net zero by 2050. That's Europe's accomplishment. We're struggling in the United States in a highly divided society to do the same. President Biden certainly wants to do the same. And I think what President von der Leyen just laid out, again, I would not change a word: invest, innovate, involve, and internationalize. So let me just in a moment, if I can, as we turn to discussion, mention areas where I think Europe should lead. First, mobilize your solar energy. If there's one lesson from every pathway study that has been made, I've helped to lead several of them, and the IEA made a wonderful report, net zero by 2050 for the whole world. It is that clean solar and wind, but solar for the Mediterranean region to a strong extent, will lead the transformation to net zero. Europe should become a massive producer of the modules and a massive installer of solar capacity as fast as possible. You can't go too fast on this. Second, to prepare the European automotive industry for all electric. That's happening all over the place. Rolls-Royce said it'll be all electric by 2030 in an announcement yesterday. But going electric means not only the battery supply chains and the hardware. It means leadership in the software for the AI, the self-driving capacities, the other features of an advanced electric vehicle industry. Third, and I was so happy to hear President von der Leyen say it was on my list, the hydrogen economy. This is a complement to electrification for the parts of industry, for the parts of the service economy, such as ocean shipping, which Greece knows well and leads the world in. Hydrogen will play a core part for what cannot be electrified. Maybe inter-island shipping will be electric, but oceanic transport will almost surely be hydrogen. And that we're going to need technological leadership, and Professor Papandreou and Phoebe Kanduri, Professor Kanduri, and others in Athens are helping to lead the worldwide discussions on how to move to hydrogen shipping. Then what I absolutely could not subscribe to more strongly of what President von der Leyen said is we need global cooperation. I love the idea of the Mediterranean being the bridge to the world because we need cooperation between Europe and China, cooperation between Europe and Africa, a cooperation between Europe and the Eastern Mediterranean and Gulf region. We hope for cooperation between Europe and the North Atlantic, my confused part of the world. But the Mediterranean is the bridge. That's why I'm absolutely delighted that in the organization that I lead for the Secretary General of the UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network, we see Athens as the bridge to the world. And that's where we will put our climate hub for the global research, the global analytics, the global cooperative programs in our network of universities worldwide, because the Mediterranean is the bridge. Athens is the home of the intellectual life of not only the Mediterranean, the Western world. And we're so proud of the leadership that Greece is showing in climate that I know that Europe and Greece within Europe will play this absolutely pivotal role. Well, thanks for letting me join. I hope you could hear me. I saw that I froze for a moment, but I hope that I came through okay. And back over to you.